Oh, we've been talking about it for months now, but the Grammys, they're finally here this weekend. The show airs live Sunday night right here on WDEF News 12, and of course, the emphasis is on live music. We're going to hear from Daft Punk, Katy Perry, Lorde, and Taylor Swift. And for us older folks, I guess that means me, we're going to hear from Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr, Chicago, Lindsey Buckingham from Fleetwood Mac, and Stevie Wonder. And we also have a local Grammy watch party on Sunday. News 12 and Hits 96 are teaming up for viewing the party. It's at Sing It or Wing It downtown. Check it out. The party starts at 7 o'clock. Our own James Mahan will be there for a report. Well, we've brought in a couple people to talk about this. Brad Steiner and Sean Stewart, both you guys from Hits 96. Guys, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for seeing me again.
You guys get to actually go to the Grammys. Pretty exciting.
Yeah, our second time going to the Grammys. It's a weird trip. You show up and they don't give you a Grammy.
You get nothing. No awards, nothing.
We traveled the entire city a few years ago looking for our Grammy. We didn't find it anywhere.
Let's be honest, they barely wanted to give us tickets. So,
but it's a kind of a neat deal to have some Chattanooga guys getting to go. You guys get to meet some of the celebs, some of the entertainers there.
Yeah.
Do a lot of interviews. You put those on the air next week when you come back? Is
Yeah,
that what you do?
we try and get as many interviews as we can without getting arrested. Because
that's a good plan.
I got an interview with Slash in the men's room a few years ago. They tried to get me out as fast as possible.
Yeah. Interview you don't want to hear.
Okay, all right, cool. Let's go through some of the categories here. We've got Record of the Year first. We've got Get Lucky, Daft Punk, Radioactive from Imagine Dragons, Royals by Lorde, Locked Out of Heaven by Bruno Mars, and Blurred Lines by Robin Thicke. That was a big one. Blurred Lines was a big hit for last year, but what do you think? Who's going to come away with Record of the Year? What do you guys think? Brad, you first.
I like Daft Punk, mainly because there's an entire generation of human beings on this planet that are saying, who is Daft Punk?
Who are these guys?
They have no idea who these guys, they just showed up, and frankly, we could be Daft Punk.
You never know. They wear the robot costumes all the time. You never know who they are. Yeah. What about you, Sean? What do you think?
I think Daft Punk's going to win, hands down. I mean,
what about hands up?
Well, no, hands down, they're going to win. Just their sound, the way they were able to bridge, classic, 70s dance music with EDM of today, make it sound old, but yet it still sounds fresh and new. Just their overall sound, I think it just stands apart from the other records. All the other records are great. I think Blurred Lines could, be a close second, but I think Daft Punk's going to take it.
Now, did the controversy over whether or not they stole that from Marvin Gaye, the Blurred Lines song, Robin Thicke, is that going to hurt him at all, or not really?
I don't think so.
I mean, I'm stealing something right now. I just took his wallet, and he didn't even know it.
We're gonna have to check him before he leaves the building. Okay, let's go to Album of the Year. Sarah Bareilles, The Blessed Unrest, Daft Punk, Random Access, Memories by Kendrick Lamar, Good City, Mad City, and Macklemore and Ryan Lewis, The Heist, and Taylor Swift with Red.
I think this is Macklemore the whole way. I'll warn you, Kendrick Lamar, Mom, Grandma, don't listen to Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, people don't know who he is.
I think that will frighten you. Yeah.
Kendrick Lamar's album, Good Kid, Mad City, in my opinion, was the best album of the year. It was my favorite albums. Now, I don't think they're going to win because he's like Brad said, he may scare the moms and grandparents. And I think Macklemore and Ryan Lewis are going to win. I mean, it's their year. It's their breakout pop year. Everybody knows who they are. They become a household name. I think it's going to be them, but don't be surprised if you had a sneaky win from Daft Punk.
I would love to see Sarah Bareilles win because she's been to the station several times. She's a good friend of ours, and she's absolutely one of the sweetest people that's ever walked through our
She's good to the radio stations,
she's
right?
Very nice,
good.
Yeah. She's almost as sweet as John Mercer when he comes in. Really nice.
Well, let me tell you, I got to ask you, though, Taylor Swift, is she over as far as the Grammys? Has it been like she's already had her day?
I feel like that's been nominated 15 years in a row.
It seems like it's been around for a couple of years.
Somewhere she's surprised that she got nominated.
Yeah. All right. Well, there we go. Let's move on to Song of the Year.
You'll get that joke on the ride home.
Oh, we'll get that later. Think about it, and then we'll talk about it later. Okay, Song of the Year, Just Give Me a Reason by Pink, Locked Out of Heaven by Bruno Mars, Roar by Katy Perry. That was a big one back last year. Royals by Lorde. And Same Love, again, Macklemore and Ryan Lewis.
I think that these award ceremonies and the people that run these operations, they really like stories that pull at heartstrings and have some sort of cash in the conversation, in the conversation of life. That's why Same Love, I think, is pretty much going to walk away with it. Mainly because Same Love tells a really, really incredible story, and it's a song for what's going on culturally right now.
I couldn't agree more with everything that's happening in our times right now. That song is so important to what's happening with equal rights. I definitely think that's going to take it home.
All right, I got to say one thing. Led Zeppelin's actually up for an award for a performance from 2005, which is a long time ago. They did this Celebration Day, which was actually released last year, and they haven't got a lot of Grammy love. So what do you guys think? Led Zeppelin.
You always seem to work in a Led Zeppelin.
Every time I've done this interview, I've brought in Led Zeppelin.
You have.
Every time.
And every time I'm here, I try to work in a Gary Puckett reference.
Well, and the Union Gap, of course.
Young girl.
All right, there we go. We'll have to see. But anyway, guys, have a great time at the Grammys. And let us know what's happening. We'll probably check in with these guys, maybe see what they're up to as they're there in Los Angeles. We'll see you back next week, right?
You can follow us on Twitter at Hits96 Radio. We'll be printing or tweeting the whole time we're out there.
Sounds good, guys. And we'll be right back in just a minute.